What's up, YouTube? It's Randy Orton Fan 2011, and I just feel like doing this random NFL jersey review video. So, yeah. So, guys, it's football season, and of course, many of you guys are looking to grab yourself a nice, good old NFL jersey. You're ready to support your team. These are actually two of the teams I support: the Giants and the Falcons. But many of you may not realize that you might end up with a fake NFL jersey, and if you're going to get one off eBay, to tell you the truth, just about around 85 to 90% of most of all jerseys you see on eBay, whether it's NFL, MLB, NHL, NBA, whatever, they very likely are fake. They mostly are fake, and some of them I'll show you why later, but you might occasionally run into a real jersey now and then on eBay, but I'll say that at least 85 to 90% of the jerseys you see on eBay are fake. Now, I'm going to give you a couple spoilers here, and I apologize, but this isn't a race, this is a jersey review video. My Hakeem Nicks jersey, this is the real one. My Matt Ryan jersey, this is a fake. Also, one more thing, there will be a flaw on the Matt Ryan jersey, so just be ready for that. Okay, let's compare both jerseys. Okay, from a distance, they look pretty similar. Not much flaws in either one of them, though you will see one in the back later on in the fake jersey. But let's take a look on why the Matt Ryan jersey is fake. Let's take a look at the Jock Tags first off. Okay, let's take a look here just for about a few seconds. Now take a look at this one for a couple of seconds. Right away, I see a clear difference in each of the Jock Tags. You see this here? This says Reebok. That shows me, that gave it away. This one here gives it away. On this one here, you see the Reebok wording doesn't even show up. So that was the first thing that I realized why this is a fake. Number two, and this one's very subtle, to say the least. This one's very subtle, but I still noticed it. The NFL equipment logo, you see here, this one on the real jersey is very wide. It's a lot wider than this one right here. This one's a little more taller, and it's not as wide as the one in the real one. Now here's the third one that I noticed. This one's fairly easy to notice when you were beforehand. Look at this. Engineered by Reebok to the exact specifications of the National Football League. Let's take a look at the fake. Engineered to the exact specifications of the National Football League. There's no, you don't see by Reebok on the fake one. So that was the second minus on this fake jersey. Number 4. The NFL Players logo. This one's a very subtle one, and this was the red and white one that they used on since 2007, and you'll probably see why in another jersey review logo why I got a jersey from 2007, but that's going to be in another video. Take a look here at the NFL Players logo and then the NFL Players wording here on the far right of the Jock Tag. Now take a look at the same thing on the real one. You see that the real one has, the white is a lot thicker, to say the least. It's a lot thicker, and the NFL Players wording is also thicker. On the fake, the white is slightly thinner, to say the least. It's very subtle, but I still notice it. The NFL Players as well, that is also very subtle, but there's still that space there, but it's a little thinner. So that's the first part, the Jock Tag. Now, I'm going to show you the tags here, the back tags that you see here on the jersey. See here? It says there's the Reebok wording there, and also it's made in Guatemala. This one is also made in Guatemala, but when you look at the back tag, you don't see a Reebok logo on the back. So that was another thing why This one, my Matt Ryan jersey, is considered a fake, and my Hakeem Nicks one is a real jersey. Now let's take a look at the logos. Let's take a look at the logos and the screen printing on the Reebok. Very similar. Very similar. It's not much of a difference, to say the least. Not much of a difference. I can say, however, it's very subtle. The fake one has it's not as detailed. I mean, the lines you can see there, if I can get really close, the lines you can see there, it's really jagged. It's really jagged on the fake. Very smooth, very hard to notice on the real one. And also in the Falcons jersey, you can see that there is a logo on it. The Giants one doesn't have that logo. Alright, so now let's take a look at the back of these jerseys. Might want to take a look at the stitching here. Here comes this flaw that I was telling you about, guys. The seller of the jersey told me that there was going to be a gray mark. The screen printing was going to be gray on the back of the jersey. Really, I could care less about that. Also, it does kind of make the jersey unique, but whatever. It's not much of a difference to me. Some true hardcore fans might take pity on that, but Falcons aren't really my favorite team. They're just one of the teams I support, so yeah. Take a look at the stitching here on the right on the nameplate. See Hakeem Nicks. It's pretty well detailed. The stitching here is done properly. Let's take a look at the Matt Ryan jersey. I know it's gray in that, but stitching here it's very subtle as well. This one is different, but it's very subtle, and you really it's not really noticeable just by looking at the jersey. You need to actually touch it. On the real one, the border between the nameplate and the jersey itself, the shoulder part of the jersey, it's very it's not as thick. On the fake, it's a little more thick, but it's very subtle, and it's not much of a you can't see it from you cannot notice it just by looking at it. So that's just the reason. Those are just some of the pluses and minuses that I saw from this fake. Also, another minus before I end this, another minus that I noticed was that there was barely enough headroom. There was not much headroom when I tried to put on my Matt Ryan jersey, so not much headroom. That's also what gave it to me as a fake, but as long as I can wear it, I really could care less. And by the time there's a jersey that I can't even wear, that's when I have a problem. But other than that, it's not much of a fake. It's okay. It's not like very bad. Like, it doesn't really give it away that much, but there are some things that make it a fake, but oh well. I did get this for like, I don't know, like 25 bucks, like 15, 20 bucks off of eBay. So if you are planning to buy a fake jersey, make sure you get it for, I would say, less than 50, depending on whether it's a replica, a premier, or an authentic. If you're going for an authentic, you can probably go maybe around 60, 70. But a premier and a replica should be definitely less than 50. A premier actually should be less than 50. Replica should probably be less than 40, to say the least. But these are both replica jerseys. I will have another video reviewing the premier jersey that I got from a friend, I would say 5 years ago in 2007. So stay tuned for that. And this is Brandy Orton Fan 2011, and this has been an NFL jersey review video. Signing off. I'm out.